Most toxic relationships on paternity court.
I should have told him.
Jerome, check my nameplate. Does it say Boo Boo the Fool?
No. I didn't leave.
You were there for a week. You was there the first week of her life. I don't care how you feel about me. That is a child. I know what it feels like to grow without your daddy. It's not a good feeling.
Moon was almost 11 months old, but instead of focusing on the rearing of the baby girl, her parents are stuck in the paternity to and fro, because the alleged daddy believes the baby was being pinned on him, and the ex-husband was the real daddy. Serious trust issues, I guess. If the results proved otherwise, there was no saving this family.
There's been a lot of circumstances that are mysterious, confusing, and unexplained, and I would love to find some closure. Yes,
This
Your Honor.
really bothers you.
Yes, Your Honor.
You feel like you're in the position where you are raising a child that's not yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pregnant mommy started with the same old jingle. I'm innocent, I've always been faithful, and it turns out that she started the whole saga by previously accusing the plaintiff of infidelity. When Mr. Reyes was proven true blue, the tables turned on Miss Prickett.
Well, this is new to me that he doesn't believe that he's the father of our daughter.
Well, I only believe that because she used to say, if you question me about cheating, then you must be cheating yourself.
People
Yeah.
said that for a long time.
Yeah.
The person that's usually accusing the other person of cheating is usually the person that's doing it.
Right.
Yeah, when you act like that, things do fall on the insecure side of the road. However, the topping on such a cake was going missing in the middle of the night, and we all know how such actions rub. Nonetheless, the defendant was ready to defend herself.
What
She could have been
Joe
called
has
Howard.
to realize is that I do have a child with my ex-husband, and I felt like I needed to resolve issues with him. And
At 5 in the
At
morning.
5 in the morning?
you know, that was his only time because he works.
What sort of issues does it take to be solved so early in the morning? Come on. And woman, Judge Lake is too smart to fall for such flimsy excuses. And just a quick addition to the argument, even if we ignore the inappropriate hour part, why so much secrecy?
That don't make no kind of sense. It don't even sound right. I just woke up in the middle of the night and said I need to resolve issues with my ex. So I get out of bed in the middle of the night, I don't tell my boyfriend, I drive over there to resolve issues. That makes no sense.
That is just bamboozling. Who would fall for such nonsense? This brings us to the second incident that raised doubts. The baby mama had her boyfriend waiting for two because she had been giving rides in exchange for gas and money.
Who were you really with?
This random.
There's no way a single woman in this day and age is gonna be out by herself getting gas, late to pick her boyfriend up from work, is gonna decide to entertain this. I mean, that is just absolutely ridiculous.
Miss Prickett wasn't done with her play, as she kept pushing that she was just trying to help the troubled man, and didn't inform the baby daddy because she was occupied tracking the stranger's phone. Twists and turns just keep coming.
I just didn't know what to tell him. I should have told him.
Jerome, check my nameplate. Does it say Boo Boo the Fool?
No.
This is crazy.
Ooh, burn! Don't you just love when a judge puts up the truth like that? I'm no Boo Boo the Fool. You should probably write that down somewhere. And the best part was that she wasn't done at all.
This is actually new to me that there's a possibility that he's not the father,
I've implied it multiple times.
which is also bizarre, like his stories.
His stories are bizarre? Well, ain't that the pot? So he told some bizarre story about his doubt.
The paternity trial had reached the point of the ultimate worry by now, and it was evident from the plaintiff's face because the guy was playing the father's role this long, and snapping out of it wasn't that easy. That's why getting those results was inevitable by now.
Mr. Reyes, you are the father. Congratulations.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I don't think I saw you smile all day. How's it feel?
Super good.
Paternity denial enraged Miss Spruill, so she dragged the defendant into the court to prove that he fathered her daughter. Meanwhile, Mr. Dixon admitted that they had hanky-panky for a long time, but a little conversation interjected the doubts in him.
Ms. Spruill, you are furious that you had to file a paternity case due to his denial of your daughter, Skya.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Dixon, you claim that your relationship with Ms. Spruill was purely sexual. One conversation that occurred is the only proof you need that her child is not yours. Is
Yes,
that correct?
So the woman claimed that the man had flip-flops, and this had pushed her to the wall. She claimed that the defendant played on both sides of the fence. First, he embraced the baby, and then changed his mind.
One day this is his daughter, the next day it isn't, and I'm tired. I'm irritated.
I don't claim this child is mine because I have serious doubts about this child. It's been multiple
You just came
occasions
and saw her
to
last
say,
week.
like I said, multiple
just came and
occasions
seen
to
her
say
last
that
week,
this
though.
girl
Did
is
you go
mine.
see the
You
baby
just
last
came and
week?
saw her last week. Played with her, spent the night with her and all.
However, to knock mommy down, the potential father had come prepared. He brought an exhibit to support his denial game. He asserted that he met a lady at the store who revealed that the baby was not his. Like this.
One day she went to work and was like, hey, we're so excited about our newest family member, Skya. So she goes around showing pictures and, excited about it, showing to our coworkers, her bosses and everything. Except for one particular coworker comes out of the blue and was like, whoa, wait a minute, pause. No, that's not his baby, that's my brother's baby. Just like that. So I have my doubts that this is my child.
Alright, so basically, the rumors had plagued their relationship, but Mr. Dixon asserted that his doubts flared up due to his girlfriend's lies. He said that baby mama had even lied to him about the baby. However, the woman did not let him put on false accusations against her.
It was a time when she was pregnant. She said I slipped and fell in the tub.
Your
you
sister
texted me. You
took me
texted
to the
saying
hospital.
you texted me saying you in the ER the whole entire time, but once I'm on the phone,
His
you in the
sister
living
took
room,
me to the hospital.
giggling, laughing, playing
His
with your
sister.
son.
The other male let it be known he's lying. So when I sent Mr. Dixon the screenshot of these young men letting me know we never had any relations at all.
The man asserted that the plaintiff had 2 phones and alleged that she was living a double life. This infuriated the woman, and she blurted out that the man did not even have her main number because he left her alone to make more babies out there.
Mr. Dixon ran off to Alabama when his daughter was 1 month old, to say he was working. He wasn't working.
I
You
moved
wanna
to
know how?
Alabama to get a better job.
Oh, no.
To make more money.
Our
but
daughter-
it's constantly lies that's
our
coming
daughter-
from her.
One at a time.
Our daughter, it wasn't even 7 months. Mr. Dixon had a whole nother child.
Further, it slipped out that the man accepted Miss Spruill's child and filled his social media with her picture. But when she found them, he discarded everything. However, the man started clowning on it, but the mommy brought evidence.
Ms. Spruill, you have evidence.
Yes, I do.
I'd like to
Yes.
see it. Jerome,
Sorry.
thank you. You say he accepted the baby at first, and this is your evidence to prove it. So this is his page,
And that
he's
is
got-
my baby girl. That is Skya. And he had other pictures of Skya on there as well.
And you claim he's accepting her.
It slipped out that the man played an active role throughout the whole pregnancy, as he predicted that the woman had conceived the baby. Ooh, do we have an astrologer in this case? But his predictions regarding his future did not work out well.
We got drunk one night and I had a hangover and I threw up at 5, 6 o'clock that morning.
Why did you come
Weeks
and find out I
later,
was pregnant?
she's the one throwing up like she was sick. I said,
No,
maybe
did
you should
Mr.
go
Dixon tell
and
you he
figure
was
out if you
counting my
pregnant.
symptoms? He had been counting my symptoms before I even knew I was pregnant.
He was having pregnancy-like symptoms.
Yep. All he wanted to do was sleep, eat.
So I must be pregnant.
Wow, despite denying, abandoning, and declaring mommy promiscuous, he came back intending to sign the birth certificate. But the mother did not let him settle again in the picture. He claimed that this interjected doubts in it as well, which infuriated the plaintiff. So she went wild like this.
I'm not on the birth certificate.
You weren't there when she was born. What
That's
you
your excuse,
mean?
But yet
you
we kept
wasn't
talking
there.
about me putting myself on the birth certificate, and I even came up with money to change her last name. But you kept pushing it off. But you so sure this is my child. Why is you instead of pushing it off?
'Cause you don't do
And I'm
anything
coming up
for
with
her. That
money
is a
to
privilege.
change her name to my name.
Oh my, somebody please tell her not to hurt her vocal cords. It was apparent that Mr. Dixon's behavior had frustrated baby mama, and she did not let him come along with her out of her rage. So, Judge Lake needed to articulate the truth.
As well as being willing to execute the birth certificate, why not be cooperative instead of combative?
Because the day we were supposed to go get it changed, Mr. Dixon ran right back off to Alabama.
Lies.
Oh,
We
you
had
did?
plenty of time. I didn't leave.
You
I
weren't
didn't
there
leave
for
to-
a week. You was there the first week of her life, Mr. Dixon.
I didn't leave back to Alabama until a month later.
Further, the plaintiff lost his temper while explaining how the potential father mistreated her daughter. She claimed that he played pickup games in those days of accepting and denying that baby girl. when he should be there for her every day.
He's daddy of the year. Me and him fall out, Skya doesn't exist. And that's what infuriates me more than anything. I don't care how you feel about me. That baby didn't deserve that.
Why do you
My
lie?
baby did not deserve that. I don't care how you feel about me. That is a child. I know what it feels like to grow without your daddy. It's not a good feeling. And to have somebody come in and out of your life is not fair.
Nonetheless, it was slipped that there was another man in the paternity run. But Miss Spruill claimed that when Mr. Dixon broke up with her, she messed around with another man who accepted her babies. But the defendant asserted that he did not know which story of hers he should believe.
I got into a relationship with somebody who accepted both of my children, who paid for Skya's daycare,
Been in multiple
who bought
relationships.
diapers.
She going to different guys trying to get money from guys. That's all she doing. She using people.
Wow.
That's all. Even an example.
That's the one with
on
2
her
jobs,
birthday,
unemployed.
One day on her birthday, I came and got her from work.
You got into a relationship with
Yes,
someone
I
else.
did. We got into a relationship, and he was actually helping me with both of my children, not just one.
So, cheating rumors ruined their relationship and made Mr. Dixon doubt the baby girl. It was like a person stepping in and taking your child out of your life. As it was clear that both parties needed the closure to settle this paternity dispute once and for all, well, let's go ahead and get those results.
Mr. Dixon, you are the father. You are her father. You feel relieved, Miss Spruill?
I do.
How do you feel, Mr. Dixon?
I'm excited.
What would you do if you found out that your girlfriend was cheating on you with your dad and now they possibly have a child together? I'm sure nobody wants that shoe to fit. Still, if it does, then paternity court is the place to be.
Mr. Belding, you're here with your mother. You claim little Jordan's biological father may be your own father.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you've also petitioned the court for a lie detector test for Ms. Marsh to determine the extent of her relationship with your dad.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Miss Amber was living with her father-in-law for 3 years, which interjected the doubts in the defendant. He stated that the plaintiff had shared the bed with his father. Ugh, that's so gross.
We were living in Georgia, then he moved back to Indiana and got a room, or he shared a room with Amber.
He had nowhere to go, so I took him in.
He could have lived other places than with her. He's lived with her off and on for the past 3 years.
It was
Yes.
Excuse me, Your Honor, it was with me and my mom, as a matter of fact, and he slept in a totally different room. It was a 3-bedroom house.
He even had a strong reason to doubt, but he claimed that his doubts turned into convictions when his companions told him that his baby mama had a sexual relationship with his dad. Meanwhile, Granny added that baby mama had already tested a man, but things didn't go well in that case.
Just when I moved back to Indiana, there was a bunch of my friends that had said she had slept with them after she had slept with me.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Excuse
No,
me
that's
too,
not
Your
it.
Honor. She's
That's
already
not
had
it.
one man tested before Zach.
I didn't have him tested. He had her tested. I know who the father of my daughter is, and it is this man right here.
But she thinks Zach's the dad, but he can't do nothing with her. He's not allowed.
However, the defendants claimed that Miss Marsh was a bonehead to them. They alleged that the plaintiff was promiscuous and she had another man sign the baby's birth certificate. But the mommy swabbed their claims with her evidence.
No, there's been 3 other men that I know
There's
of,
been
and I
many.
haven't been around her for 2 years. She will call me out of the blues. Hey, can you keep Jordan? She'll bring her.
I changed
2
my number
diapers.
for her not to call me.
I thought you
moved
just said
an
that-
hour and a half
I got a
away.
question.
She just said that Zach
They
didn't want to
ruined
see her.
my
Now we
entire
harass her.
freaking
She
front
needs to get her
yard.
story
I'd pay
straight, Your
$200
Honor.
for trash.
If she thinks I'm the father, why did she have another man sign the birth certificate?
Next, Mr. Belding asserted that he believed his father could not stoop so low. But as he had lived together with Miss Amber and might have seduced him while he was drunk, because she used to walk around him half naked.
I wouldn't think my dad would do something like that. But if he was drunk, and they were living together, obviously, and she walks around the house half naked.
I never walk
And my
around
dad-
the house half
I've
naked. That's this
had
man.
to tell her to put clothes on when she was 14 years old, and I went to the trailer to visit him, and she was running from one end to the other with a
No.
towel on, and I said, there's a room full of men out there, little girl, you get some clothes on.
At one point, it seemed that things were not making sense and got stuck. So Judge Lake asked Mr. Matthews about the situation. He testified that he never had even laid a finger on his daughter-in-law.
How do you feel your son is accusing you of being the father of Ms. Marsh's daughter?
It's a little frustrating. I feel kind of demeaned by it, and I have never, ever laid a finger on Amber Marsh.
Next, it slipped that another man had been taking care of Miss Marsh's baby. But the defendants claim that the baby mama was also unfaithful to her new boyfriend, and she slept with Mr. Belding again.
You're saying Mr. Hull is your boyfriend now?
Yes, ma'am.
And you did not cheat with Mr. Belding
No.
less than 60 days ago?
No, Your Honor.
That's a lie.
We never had sex. His best friend was
I
in the same bed.
You were in the bed with him?
Yes.
When was this?
It was way before me and him got together.
And you two been together how long?
4 months.
Okay, Judge Lake had heard their nasty accusations enough, and their back and forth was not making any sense in the paternity jumble, as all of this was just beyond words. So she called up for the envelope.
Mr. Belding Sr., you are not Jordan's father.
Thank you.
Already knew that.
Mr. Belding Jr., you are her father.
Thank you.
That's my baby.